What's going on, everyone? Chris Beans here with Bowler's Rant, bringing you some new updates from Brunswick, Columbia 300, and Ebonite. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Okay, we've got some hot releases fresh off the press. Let's take a look at them right now. We've got the Explosion, the Knockout Bruiser, and the Envision Pearl. Okay, so a little bit of symmetrical, a little bit of asymmetric, and a little bit of old/new, and a lot of tech. We're going to cover you, and I have all the information ready to go. Let's head on over to the interwebs and talk about this knockout. Okay, first and foremost, you guys know how I feel about my melee jabs, and I am not going to relent with this one. This is one of my top 5 cores of all time that I like, the jab core, and this is a solid. Okay, so this is really interesting because if you note, this is in the flip category, right? So this is an angular solid. So what does this all mean? So let's go through the specs real quick. So this ball has the Savvy Hook 4.0 solid reactive cover stock, and it comes with the melee core, the color blue and purple, and it's a rating of a high on flip, 81 on the Brunswick Performance Index. Comes at a finish of 500, 1000, 2000 C-Air micropad, and the numbers at 15 pounds, 2.487 RG with a .050 differential. So all jabs, all knockouts, all blah, 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 they're always 2.487.050. Those are the standard numbers. Now, what's really interesting here is if you look at this performance chart, you'll notice the Midnight Blue is in the flip category, although a lot of people told me that one's a little bit smoother. It's not nearly as angular as, say, the Blood Red jab, which was my favorite out of the line. But the Knockout Black and Blue, which was also solid, and a particle solid, was all purpose. This thing is in flip, so I'm expecting this to be more closer to the original Knockout, which was also angular off the bat. It's a strong symmetrical. You could use it as a benchmark for certain styles of players. Other styles, especially the two-handers, this is probably going to be a bigger ball in the bag on your standard house condition. Pick your favorite layout, and you should be able to tell you what's going on with the lane, and basically on a medium to heavier oil, you should be able to use this for all 3 games and only have to, ball up or ball down as conditions call for it. Should be fantastic. Has dynamic core, 12% more hitting power. That means coefficient of restitution, aka pin carry. All right, now on to the Columbia 300 Explosion. Okay, so basically this is a symmetrical hybrid. Okay, so it looks like a new line. And looks like this core, again, this is a little bit old because they have said that this is a staple in Columbia 300 since 2007. I knew I had seen this before somewhere when I first saw the pictures. But again, let's go through it. So let's come down here. This ball has it says Reflex Hybrid cover stock with the Resurgence core. The color black, emerald, and purple. I do like those colors, by the way. I really like the pour on this one. Saying Performance Advanced Explosion. I'm not sure what that means, but then again, I don't follow Columbia quite as heavy as I follow Brunswick's Performance Index, so someone can fact check me on what that means. Really appreciate it. It is a hybrid. Comes at 500, 2000 C-Air micropad, and the numbers at 15 pounds, 2.469 RG with a .043 differential. So when I look at this is your quintessential benchmark ball, and that's what they're saying right here, okay? Quintessential benchmark ball. This is, hybrids that are sanded or solids that are sanded, to me, are basically almost the same thing. Very similar characteristics. The only difference is that with certain hybrids, when it sees the friction, sometimes they will go sideways. I don't expect that to happen with this ball because it's low RG and it's only 043 differential. I expect this to be a late mid lane motion with a move to 12 o'clock, and it should be able to tell you what's up with the lane if you need to ball up or ball down. And it does have dynamic core, again, 12% more hitting power. All right. Last but not least, the Envision Pearl. So we had it, the original Envision, it was solid. Now we have the Pearl, okay? I should go back one more thing. I'm sorry. Here we go. I knew it was on this ball. This ball now has Hyperkinetic 22 base cover, okay? So this is Ebonite. Envision Pearl has an HK22 base cover, okay? So they're saying that it has only been released in a shiny version so far, but this one at 3000 C-Air finish provides more mid lane and covers a reaction that will fill a gap for most bowlers' arsenals. So what are we talking about? Again, go through the spec sheet. This ball has the HK22 GSV X Pearl cover stock. Wow, that's a mouthful. Envision core. The color blue, black, and ice. And I actually like this cover. I like this cover better than the last one. It's easier to see, you know, the logo here, and I do like these colors as they blend together. It's a very, very nice pour. It is a pearl, but it's a sanded pearl because it comes at 500, 1000, 3000 C air micropad. And the number's at 15 pounds, 2.501 RG with a 0.053 differential to 0.010 asymmetric differential. So this style of ball is one of my favorites, and I'm going to explain to you why. And it's all about these numbers, okay? At 15 pounds, 2.50 is, to me, is the sweet spot for asymmetrics. It's not too early, it's not too late. It's right there, kind of in the middle. And 0.53 differential. It's a high differential, but it's not like your 0.58s or anything like that. And 0.10 asymmetric differential. This is what I call usable asymmetry. Anything from 0.10 to 0.16, I feel like puts this into a ball that doesn't just have to be a sport ball. You can use this on a house condition as well. So a lot of people who don't like using solids but like sanded pearls, this is going to be a ball you're going to want to step into, and you'll be able to use this as a ball up from something like an explosion or something like a knockout when you need more torque off the back end. This is going to add a lot of value. And this Hyperconnect 22, I don't know if you guys have seen HK22 balls going down the lane. They're no joke. Look at the top speed. Look at the Defender Hybrid. These balls are no joke, and I expect this one to be quite a step up in performance. So a lot of people who like Ebonite, this is your ball. This is the one you're going to want to step into, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a dark horse for 2023. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens. The only thing I get concerned about when I see stuff like this, and it's not this brand, it's every brand, is will the performance last, or does it tame down after 10 or 15 games? You know, what happens after it settles in with a little oil? Time will tell, but I can't wait to actually see the ball video on this one. This one looks really good. I don't typically follow Ebonite quite as much besides their Game Breaker stuff, because I love the Game Breaker stuff, but this one I think looks really sharp, and I got my hats off to them. So back to my favorite part of the review, which is always the shelf appeal, because I like stuff, you like stuff, we all like stuff. It's kind of like Santa Claus. What do we got here? So the Knockout, very plain. It's their signature Knockout font. You know, a couple different blues in there. This almost reminds me of the original dark purple jab, just a solid version where you just kind of throw it down the lane and you just follow the line. Should be easy to read as it goes through the line. Some people will put, you know, different color grips so they can follow the axis of the core, but looks sharp. The Explosion Pearl. So, you know what? I like the pour on this one. I'm not a fan of the logo, right? But pour looks pretty good. And it should be easier to read as it goes through phases of ball motion than something like the Knockout, even though I think the Knockout looks better. But I think my favorite on this one's actually the Envision. I really like this smoky pour, and I like the red lettering for the logo and the letters. So I think that looks good. So all three of these, I think I like the Envision best. But of course, you know, in terms of my favorites for performance and stuff, it would absolutely be the Knockout, hands down. I love that core. So universal release date for these balls will be in the video description, and if you want to figure out more about these balls and where you can pick them up, I've got links in the description where you can find these on bowlersmart.com. As always, more updates to come, and until then, bowl well.